Okay, so this is the 9th attempt that we're trying to film Dollars for Stereography number 9. I'm very sorry about the false starts, but my phone sucks. Anyway, this is Lego My Everything. We're making a bunch of photographic and stereoscopic projects out of common Lego blocks. What's great about Lego blocks is that, you know, the pieces are removable, and wherever you put them, they stay put. They stay level at 90-degree angles. They're pretty hard to get off in a lot of places. If you've ever had two pieces of Lego stuck together and can't take them apart, it's a really hard thing to do sometimes. So they're very sturdy and very steady, and they're very good at holding materials long-term for short-term periods of time. So I have a bunch of different stereoscopic projects that I whipped up. I'm going to show you one right now. The first one I'm going to start with is this twin rig. This is a twin rig that I've been showing off a lot lately. I'm doing an article on it. I love this rig. And the only thing is it's very cumbersome. You have to kind of look through both the viewfinders to like really get a shot kind of centered. And so a lot of times when you're shooting with it, you'll get the shot and then you want to take the picture real quick and you kind of get them off kilter. So I put a little Lego strip on the bottom, and onto that I can do something like Lego a level to it. And with the level on it, as long as a level, whenever you're putting a level on something, make sure it's in with eyesight, like an eye shot wherever you're putting it. But I can now just use this level to make sure that my shots are straight. And this is something that's very handy for like any stereographer to use. If you were to use this on a twin rig, let's say that you make yourself, so that's something that I can use this for a twin rig that's already pre-built. A lot of people use smartphones, and let's please pretend that these are smartphones. This one at least looks like one. You could I just glued a couple of Legos onto a ruler, and I am going to just kind of put these on the Lego bricks that are already glued onto this side. And what's nice about this, what's nice about this is that you can very easily take a baseline and leave it set that exact way. Oops, that one I put on a little too, I did this one wrong, my bad. But actually I'll just put this one up and oops. So the nice thing about this is that you can adjust the baseline very easily, and it'll stay, so you can shoot something not so much of a hyper as this would be very much of a hyper. And this is a great just baseline chooser, I guess, for a twin rig that you make out of two smartphones. If you have, let's say, a stereo smartphone, a lot of them have very close together stereoscopic lenses. I put a Lego piece in the front right here, and voila, I can have a magnifying lens on this. And this is just a magnifier that just covers both of the lenses at once. I have this little tiny Lego bit on it that you could just kind of glue on to the inside of the rim over there like that. If I wanted to change it out, I can change it out for another type of lens. This is just a lenticular lens, but if I wanted to do some sort of funky shot or something like that, I have the option, and it'll stay there for as long as I place it there, and it won't come off until I take it off, right? Let's look at another project that you can do. Also, like that level that I just used for this project, if I wanted to use it for a stereo rig that's made out of smartphones, I could very easily take this same piece that I used before for the other rig and use it to see if I'm level when I'm using this rig. Because it's Lego, I can just take this off and put it on anything, like a plug-and-play type of solution, and juggle my phones, and thank goodness they're only paper. But anyway, so this is another project that you can do that's very stereoscopic. This is a lenticular camera. This is a Nishika. This takes a simultaneous four exposure pictures from 4 different vantage points, and this only came with a case, like a carrying case. It didn't ever have a lens cover, and some people want a lens cover, so I just put, they actually have Lego pieces that have a slant to them, which really fit the slant of this profile of the camera body perfectly. And I can just Lego onto it a lens cover or any sort of type of like polarized material. I didn't put these on Legos yet, but you can already see that, you know, I can have an option of types of filters I could put on, whatever I like, basically. And this is a treatment for all 4 of the lenses at once. So it's wide enough. You can make it as big as small as you want. I actually made a very slapped together, like a kind of like a filter dial, I want to say. And it's actually very fun to spin on the table. Like, it's very nice and balanced. I think that's a very good sign of something being balanced. And this is something that I can, oh, thank you. Oh, oops, my bad. No, does it go like that?
You gotta go like...
No, actually, you're right. It does go like that. I'm sorry. And see, this is a Lego piece that actually spins once it's in place. So you can use Legos for something like this. And that's something that you wouldn't necessarily think that to use for Legos. This is a piece of holographic diffraction grating. I'm very much into that lately. And this is just 2 polarized, linear polarized lenses. And that would let me shoot anything that's polarized in 3D with this camera. And I could just flick the wheel around and get a choice of lenses. And that's a really cool Lego piece right there, just for the fact that it spins that nicely. Another thing that you can do with Legos is basically use it as a stage and use the components the same way you would on a breadboard or some sort of like rail or something like that. These are just LED lights that I put a little tiny Lego piece on the bottom, and I can now, do you want to do the lights for me? Can you put that in the phone holder? He's going to shut off the lights for a second. Sam's helping me with this video. Thank you so much, Sam. It was terrible before. But I'm going to just put these closer together, and I'm going to show you how to do a shadow graph projection with this very quickly. I can, oops, sorry about that. All right, so this projection on the wall behind me, can you see that? Is it in the shot? Mm-hmm. So I have these 2 LED lights Legoed onto here, and I can do a live action and lift projection with this. I can even flip it over and have it be the opposite way. So one would be going into, it would be both sides of the stereoscopic coin, both pseudoscopic or orthoscopic you can use for this. And I can always change out the baseline, basically, of my shadow graph just by switching up the position of the lights that I have on this board. If I wanted to make it farther away or look closer, you would do that by adjusting the spaces in between the lights. You can get the light again, and if you want to just put it on dimmer, because I'm going to do the Lumia one next. Hold on. He's going to help me out again. Thank you so much, Sam. Put it on just dim, because that's good. This is the last part that I wanted to show you. This is a very new type of art form that I just kind of figured out. This is called Lumia, and basically Lumia is using physical optical elements that basically sculpt light, and the purpose of them are not to be for sculptural objects in themselves, although you could make something that's like a sculpture in itself and a Lumia piece, but it's really to control the way the light is looked at. And so you can see this kind of gets a very, can we zoom in a little bit? Actually, let me get the phone for a second. Thank you, I'm taking over. And this really gives you a sculptural quality of light, this particular thing. This is actually just a plastic insert that I got in like a tin. Is this like from a tin of cookies, baby?
I don't remember.
But you can see that it really plays with the light. Like I could get different vantage points, will give me a different reflection totally. And then I can come in and have a whole entirely different viewpoint and different treatment of the light. And it has a very three-dimensional sculptural quality to it. And that's what Lumia is. Can you take this back?
Quality
and
trash.
It's a what?
I said it was some quality trash.
It's some that's some quality trash. Oh, and also like here's another. I make like Lego bracelets. This is one that I had that I knew I'd be like using it for a project one day. And just by taking it off my wrist and those two cell phones that I had before, you can do the same thing like a baseline extender and just do it on the fly. If you have a Lego bracelet, you don't even need to carry anything around with you. You can just like use it like that. But anyway, those are a bunch of different projects that you can use that are all stereoscopic or related to stereoscopy in some way. I didn't get into the stuff for lasers. We can actually do that another day. Oh, I didn't get into this lens either. You can also use them just for adding on lenses to your smartphone. So let's say this is an item I sell in the store, and this has a split lens, a split prism lens. And I can use a Lego to attach this to a phone case or to any phone case, so I can use it and remove it and take it around to different phones with me, as if I had different phones to have. But that's about it. I think that's a very good variety of projects, and I'm sure that everybody can use something that watches my shows. And I hope I went through everything. What? This is the same thing. Oh, that's. Somebody asked me about that. That was just basically a stereoscopic coupler I made for the smartphones. Instead of using a ruler, I was using this level before because it was just like, because I didn't have the ruler handy when I made it the first time. And that's something that you can use as a stereo shooting rig, and you can adjust the baseline on this. You can move them around depending on like where you want the baseline to be. And that even has a level built in. This was just something that I used that's like, you know, like when you're just buying a level for your house to like measure things. I used that just to take the level out because it has 3 of them. So I figured, why am I going to buy 1 level if I can just get 3 of the bubbles? That's all I'm looking for, excuse me, for certain projects. So that's about it. And that one has it built in, so you know you're always going to be level. And that's a very big point to also kind of remind people that when you're shooting stereo, if you're not shooting it on level, you're going to have skewed photos. You're going to really have to crop into your photo in order to get the correct stereo, and it's going to be a lot smaller than you really intend it to be. But these are all a bunch of projects that I made out of just a box of Legos. I used everything in this whole table that I made projects out of. I used from the Legos in this set because I packed up my Legos from my office and they're in a box somewhere buried in a storage container. But everything I made on this table was made from Legos from this box, and I think I paid $7.99 at Target. And I'll reuse them again and again for different projects. And I actively use a lot of these. Something like this is something that I use to experiment with on my digital stereos with this phone. These are all very usable and cheap and easy projects that everybody can make. And I hope you guys enjoyed this one. And yay, thank you very much for joining me. Bye.